Hey guys, welcome to another DPS comparison video. In this video I will be comparing the DPS of C0 Yae Miko, C0 Raiden Shogun, and C6 Fischl. Ideally you would want to pull for both Yae Miko and Raiden Shogun, since they are very good at their job, but assuming you can only pull for one character in the patch 2.5, who should you pull first? Using our DPS calculator, we'll find out who has the higher damage and DPS between C0 Yae Miko, C0 Raiden Shogun, and C6 Fischl. The weapons I'll be using for the three characters are all free-to-play weapons, which are the R1 Widsith for Yae Miko, the R5 the Catch for Raiden Shogun, and the R1 Stringless for Fischl. For the artifact sets, I will be using the 2-piece Gladiator or Shimenawa set and a 2-piece Thundering Fury set for both Yae Miko and Fischl, and the 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate set for Raiden Shogun. All characters will have similar substats power, which consists of 20 crit rate or crit damage substats across 5 artifacts. All characters' talents will be at level 10 for Yae Miko and Raiden Shogun, and level 13 for the C6 Fischl. And the enemy's level is set to level 100, simulating an enemy from the Abyss Floor 12 at Chamber 3, with 10 resistances. All characters will also be supported by AC1 Bennett with 846 attack buff, buffing them before they cast their elemental burst. The damage numbers shown will be their average damage instead of their normal or critical damage. Now let's start with Yae Miko's damage simulation. Yae Miko will be the first character in the first slot to avoid her triggering the Widsith passive too early. Once the domain has started, she will cast her totems quickly and swap to Bennett. Bennett will cast his elemental burst, providing a 20% attack and 846 attack buffs, then he will swap back to Yae Miko. Yae Miko's Widsith passive will trigger, and let's assume it triggers the 60% attack buff, then she will quickly cast her elemental burst inside the Bennett's buff, exploding all her totems with great damage. After that, she will recast her totems, then swap back to the other characters. After 12 seconds have passed, she will recast her totems and her rotation will end right at 22 seconds duration. Let's also assume that during her rotation, Yae Miko triggers a total of 7 electrocharged reaction damage. Now I'll show you her DPS and damage numbers without the Widsith passive, assuming it didn't trigger in the rotation due to the long cooldown. So if we combine both numbers, we can get her average DPS with an R1 Widsith. Next, we'll look at Raiden Shogun's performance. Raiden Shogun will start with her elemental skill, and then she will immediately swap to Bennett. Bennett will cast his elemental burst, and let's assume Yae Miko is here. She will cast her elemental burst, followed by Raiden's burst. During her burst, Raiden will do 3 sets of normal attack combos, and after that, her rotation will end right here at 18 seconds duration. Let's also assume that Raiden will trigger 6 electrocharged reaction during her 18 seconds rotation. Next, let's look at C6 Fischl's performance. For Fischl, Bennett will cast his elemental burst first to provide attack buffs to her elemental skill. After that, she will swap to a main DPS, and let's assume this main DPS will do 15 normal attack hits and trigger 5 electrocharged reaction damage during Fischl's Oz duration. For the second phase, Fischl can use her elemental burst to bring her Oz to the field once more, also after Bennett's burst. The main DPS will also do another 15 normal attack hits and trigger another 5 electrocharged reaction damage, and the rotation will end here at 30 seconds duration. Now as you can see, Raiden has the highest DPS among the three, and by a large margin. This is understandable since Yae Miko's role is an off-field sub-DPS. But the problem is, even as an off-field sub-DPS, Yae Miko would still require a chunk amount of time to set up her totems every time they're expired, and that mounts up to almost as long as Raiden's on-field time, which is only around 8 or 9 seconds in total. While Fischl, she only requires 1 second to cast her elemental skill or elemental burst every 15 seconds. With that in mind, I personally would recommend you guys to wait for Raiden instead if you haven't got her yet, since rumor says she will arrive after Yae Miko in the patch 2.5. And for you guys who already have a C6 Fischl and a C0 Raiden, I think it's wise to wait for Yae Miko's official release to see if there are any more changes to her kit, and to see if she can be a lot better than a C6 Fischl, DPS wise. Even better if you can upgrade to a C2 Raiden instead of pulling a C0 Yae Miko, since a C2 Raiden and a C6 Fischl will have a much higher DPS than a C0 Raiden and a C0 Yae Miko. Well, that's it guys, please let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to give a like and subscribe for more DPS calculation videos from me. Thank you for watching.